This year is the best year of broccoli and cauliflower that I've ever had as a gardener, but it wasn't always this way. In fact, just a few years ago, I would struggle to grow these gorgeous and delicious plants. So in today's video, we're gonna go over 5 common mistakes that beginners make with broccoli and cauliflower. Whether you're growing broccoli or cauliflower, the biggest mistake you can make is not timing the plant correctly. And this is way more important with these plants than it is with something like a tomato or a pepper. In fact, in our climate, which is San Diego Zone 10B, I have to grow broccoli and cauliflower actually through the winter, starting it in October, growing it over the winter and harvesting it about now in February-ish to actually have a successful harvest. Now, that's not the case for most of you watching this video. If you're in a more normative growing zone or climate, what you'll wanna do is start 6 to 8 weeks before the last frost of the season and then get it into the ground. The reason I say this is because broccoli, cauliflower, any of these brassica style crops, they really hate getting hit by heat, especially as they get to that heading or immature flower stage, which is when we like to harvest them. If it gets too hot at that stage, they will bolt, they will get flowery, heady, it just gets a total mess, and that's where you really fail with broccoli. So getting your timing right is the most important thing to do. Mistake number 2, my friends, do not make this one. This is transplanting too late. So if you are starting in maybe something like our Epic 6Ls here, you don't wanna wait till this point. This is cabbage. Cabbage is really the same exact species as broccoli and cauliflower, so for the sake of example, I'll use this one. You can see it's a little root bound. You can also see that it's very, very tough and woody, and it's simply too mature. It is simply too mature to transplant and expect it to do well. It'll languish or it'll bolt and it just won't grow properly. But over here, I have some very young seedlings of broccoli. This would be a little bit too young. So you wanna wait until you get to see a few sets of true leaves, maybe 2 to 4 sets of true leaves, and then you can go ahead and transplant. If you see the plant starting to turn purple at that point in time, and it's not a purple variety, that is a good sign. In the world of cauliflower and broccoli, you should probably reset those seedlings and walk away. This is very important because if you don't put a healthy, properly mature seedling in the ground for broccoli and cauliflower, you're just starting it off on the wrong foot and it's not gonna work out. Mistake number 3, again with timing and this broccoli and cauliflower thing, they really need to be timed properly, especially when it comes to the harvest. Most of us wouldn't know this unless you have like a botany degree, but what you're eating here, this head of broccoli, is actually a huge unopened head of many, many flowers. In fact, all these little bumps are unopened little flower buds. So you can't harvest it once they open. They're just gonna be very bitter and not really tasty at all. And simultaneously, you need to make sure that you don't harvest too early because the plant's still sizing up, those buds are swelling up, the actual overall head of cauliflower or broccoli is getting to the size it's supposed to be. So one good piece of timing is looking at your variety and saying, okay, this is an 80-day broccoli, it's been about 80 days, I need to be on the lookout for this to be ready because you can miss this window by 2 days. And at that point, you just get a less flavorful, less delicious broccoli. If you wait too long, it'll actually even start to sprout, and that gets even crazier. So timing is extremely important here. What you want to look for are the florets, which are the clusters of buds, to be nice, tight, and compact. So you'll start to see, like, there's a cluster right there, this little bulb here is a cluster, so is this. If you start seeing these kind of separate and get really loose, you're already too late. So you should try to harvest as quickly as possible. Now, if you are ready to harvest, there's another mistake that you can make. This would be mistake number 4, and that would be harvesting the entire broccoli plant at the same time. Almost all of these broccoli varieties, to a lesser extent cauliflower, broccoli specifically, you need to harvest just the head because they're gonna throw out these side shoots. So now I have my little head of broccoli, kind of a cute little head. I can trim this off if I want to, and from here, I'm in a good spot. I can eat this right away. I can break all the florets off and create like a little steamed or broiled broccoli dish. I'm in a really good spot. You wanna come back in like a week or so and start seeing if there's some little side shoots. It kind of looks like sprouting broccoli. It's just a way to get more off the plant. Mistake number 5, cauliflower specific. And no, it is not this Frankenstein's monster looking cauliflower here. This is just an example of letting one flower and go a little bit too long. Wouldn't be the best one to eat. Probably would be okay for the pollinators though. In fact, the mistake I want to show you is in this tiny little cauliflower right here. You can see we have a small head forming. What I can do to enhance this cauliflower is take these exterior sort of fan leaves, bunch them up just like this, and then take some twine and tie it around very loosely. So that's not a mandatory tip, but I do find you get a much more mild and pleasing flavor out of the cauliflower if you do this tie-up method. And then you just want to make sure you untie it and take a look at it, make sure you're harvesting it at the right time. But cauliflower, broccoli, some of the more satisfying plants to grow. There are some trials and tribulations that I've certainly had with them. Hopefully by watching this video, you have avoided them yourself. If you want cauliflower and broccoli varieties, check out our seed company, Botanical Interests. Till next time, good luck in the garden and keep on growing.